What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, Amon's Toxic ML331. Back at it with another video. And today we are doing our October 2023 monthly check. And if you guys are new to my monthly checks in general, it is where I rank every single movie I've seen that are new releases in theaters and on streaming, all that, and also movies that I've never seen before that other people have seen, and rank them from the worst to the best, in my personal opinion. Then after that, I do my overhaul. Then I also show you my ceiling of pictures, my new pictures that I have. So with that being said, guys, but before we get to actual beginning of the video itself, guys, oh, and also this is on Halloween of all places. I forgot to mention that, and I have this. I will make a promise to you. I will do this for the top 10, I'll do this for like the bottom 10, and then I'll take it off because it is drenched in sweat, because this is the only thing I wore in my Toxic Gamer 331 hoodie. So yeah, I'm pretty much gonna be suffocating that. But before we get, and plus I don't think you can hear me in this, can you? Wait, let me try that. Right. I got it. Echo, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I feel like we're getting really close to talk to you guys. But before we get into actual beginning of the video itself, guys, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, because number 1, it's absolutely free. Number 2, we're on the road to 400 subscribers, just 26 away now. It would really help out you, boy, if you did subscribe. It also goes for people that belong to my channel for all and haven't subscribed yet. If you missed my previous monthly checks I've done in the past, they're on a playlist on my YouTube channel if you'd like to check that one out. And also don't forget to like the video if you do like my monthly checks, because it'll let me know that you do like them, and it'll help with the YouTube algorithm and recommend the video more. But with that being said, guys, we have a total of 26 movies I have seen this month, and only 2 of them are new releases, right? I'm pretty sure 2 of them are only new releases, so that's insane. But with that being said, I gotta take a drink of water because I'm gonna be talking a lot. With that being said, let's get cracking. And I also gotta put my mask on for you guys, and I'm only doing the bottom 10 because I'm gonna be suffocated, so don't there we go. Hopefully you guys can hear me well, fingers crossed. Alright, these bottom movies, I think, are utterly trash and very bad. So coming in at number 6, I watched this whole entire franchise this month for the first time. And coming in number 26 for my least favorite of the franchise, it is actually going to shock some people. Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. I personally think this is the worst. Just, it made no sense killing off all the Dream Warriors for It made no sense killing off the Dream Warriors after Nancy's sacrifice from the third movie. So it's just like, it does the victory and just makes money. It's just doing it for monies to do any more sequels. And it's like, just what? And all the kills in here aren't even that memorable. All the characters aren't even that memorable. I'm going to be totally honest with you. Like, the only kill I remember, really, is the bug kill. And that kill is just whack, to be honest with you. And also, I don't like the new main girl, and also, they recast the girl from the last movie, and she's a different person, and it doesn't even matter because she gets killed off. It's just, this movie's all over the place. I think this is my least favorite of the franchise. But not far behind that, though, coming in at number 24 is most people's bottom, which I totally understand, but there's one exception to this movie, but it's still an awful movie. And that is Freddy's Dead, the final chapter. Man, oh man. And there's probably going to be some people that like it. If you want Freddy to be a cartoon character and be a full-blown comedy, you're going to probably like this movie. As someone who likes the equal or full-blown horror Freddy, this movie sucked. The The only reason why I put it below, why I put Dream Master above it for the worst one, is because I think that earpiece kill is cool. Even though it's stupid at the end when his head just blows up and it's all CGI and stuff. But when it builds up to that, I think it's kind of cool. But otherwise, this movie sucks. It's literally just Freddy as a cartoon character. So, yeah. Okay, I'd like to say this. Those are the only two movies on this list that I think are utterly awful and like F, 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 F tier. This next one is still pretty much F, but not as bad as the other ones. And it shocked me because I was ending up thinking I was going to hate this. And coming in at number 24 is A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Child. It's still a bad movie, but I think I could see myself rewatching this movie more than the other two. I'll just leave it at that. There's nothing else I have to really say. There's nothing memorable. I think it at least does a better job of building up the character from the last movie and kind of giving her a little character arc, but that's pretty much it. And, yeah. Coming in at number 23, I know this is going to hurt some people. I also watched the Star Trek movies for the first time. The originals, okay, not the new ones. I think the new ones are pretty good. All of them. Like, I think the first two are flawless, and then the third one's good, but not as good as the other two. Coming in at number 23 is Star Trek: The Major Motion Picture, the first ever Star Trek movie, and I think this movie's just plain old boring. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. There's some stuff I can appreciate, but this movie's just boring. Most of the old Star Trek movies are boring, with the exception of 2, which we'll talk about later. And the first one is really boring. And I remember when I was a kid, I was going like, yeah, this is pretty boring. I'm gonna go do something else. I'm just gonna go. So, yeah, it bored me. I literally played on my phone a couple of times going, is it over yet? Is it over yet? Is it over yet? Come on, it's not over! That's what I was going like. Honestly, these three are all tied, to be honest with you. 21, Star Trek The Voyage Home. This is the one I paid attention to the least, but it had some pretty funny moments where it was going to the Earth, and they have all these, like, 80s stuff, and, you know. It's not 21, by the way, it's number 22, because I got all the numbers mixed up, because I forgot one movie. My bad. Yeah, I can't really tell you much. I think this is kind of forgettable. I didn't really remember much, except for Spock's wearing kind of an 80s costume. He looks like a karate person. I don't know how to explain it, but, you know. Okay, coming in at number 21, I'm going to go with Star Trek: The Search for Spock. This one I kind of feel is unnecessary as well, just like how Dream Master is, but not nearly as offensive as Dream Master. Because this undoes the sacrifice of Spock from Wrath of Khan and just brings him back immediately. I know, he's one of the best characters, but still, that was like a very, very sad death. And you undid that just to bring him back. I will say, the way they brought him back was very interesting. How he was like a kid and he, like, whatchamacallit, he kept on growing into older Spock. Like, he traveled between different ages and stuff. I believe this is the movie that has Christopher Walken as the bad guy. Not Christopher Walken. Christopher Lloyd. I don't know why I get their names confused, but I do. But, yeah, it's alright. It's alright. Coming in at number 19, another Star Trek movie, Star Trek: The Undiscovered Country. Kind of the same story with The Voyage Home. I don't really remember much, but that's pretty, and I can't really recall anything that happened, so don't mind me. Not number 19, by the way, 18. My math is bad, don't mind me. Coming in at number 17 is The Wolfman, no, not 7, 19. Oh my goodness, I can't. Why did I do Number 19 is The Wolfman from 2010. If you guys didn't know, I love the original Wolfman with Lon Chaney Jr. That is easily in my top 100 favorite movies of all time. Always loved Dead as a kid too. I think it still arguably holds up. Maybe not some of the makeup effects, but it still arguably holds up. And this one I think is okay. It's not utterly bad, because I do think some of the performances are good. Some of the gore is decent, but most of it's CGI most of the time. The CGI for the werewolf transformations is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. Benicio del Toro did fine as Lawrence, but he doesn't have that same sort of charm that Lon Chaney Jr. had as Lawrence Talbot. And I was just laughing most of the time. The part I laughed at the most, is spoilers, minor spoiler, but I don't recommend this movie, to be honest with you, is at the end they have a big werewolf versus werewolf fight that I just kind of laughed at. I was going like, of course they have a werewolf versus werewolf fight. So, it's alright. It's, if you want to watch a kind of B or C movie, watch it with friends, I guess, to make fun of it. Coming in at number 18, we have The Strangers. And this, I think, like, this stuff above, I would say, is all pretty decent. The Strangers, I was mixed about, because there's one YouTuber by the name of Cody Leach that didn't like it, and then there's a bunch of people that say it's all not underrated hidden gem. Oh my goodness. And it's okay. It's okay. I think the look for The Strangers is pretty cool, but the characters I didn't really get too invested in. It had Liv Tyler as the main actress in here, which I mostly remember her from Incredible Hulk, but that's pretty much it. It was alright. The kills, there weren't really any big kills. I like how they slowly build the strangers coming near the house. I like that tension. I think the ending was very, what's the word? Very disturbing. I think they did a good job with that. I'm trying to think of any other things, really. That's pretty much it. I think it's a decent time. I still gotta watch Strangers Pray at Night, though, which I think is the name of the sequel, right? I don't know. Coming in at number 17 is I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I've only watched 2 of the movies, I Know What You Did Last Summer movies this month. And my big issue with this franchise is I think the Fisherman Killer is kind of lame. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. And this one's goofy, it's campy, it's less serious than the other one is. It has Jack Black in it, for crying out loud, which is pretty funny, and he plays, how do I say this? He plays a stoner. Well, I'll just say it out of the blue. He plays a stoner character. It's kind of funny to see him in here with that kind of role. The Jennifer Love Hewitt still does good as the main lead from the last movie, and Freddie Prinze Jr. For the minor screen time we have of him, he's still very good, but I wish we had more of him, but that's pretty much it. Okay, I'm taking off this mask. I'm pretty sure I told you guys 11. Dang, I was sweating in that mask again. Okay, coming in at number 16. Yes, I got to check the numbers every single now and then, guys. Sorry. Coming in at number 16 is The Maltese Falcon. This currently has a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes last time I checked, and I can respect its legacy, but I don't ever see myself rewatching this again. This was the one movie this month, I believe, that I watched for the first time for movies as literature that I'd never seen before. It has Humphrey Bogart in it, who I mostly know from Casablanca, which I've never sat down and watched that movie fully, but from what I've seen, it's pretty good. And this one is like a murder mystery. It's fine. If you're into sort of old school type movies, you're gonna love this movie and probably give it a 10 out of 10 like most critics have. But, I don't know. It's just, I have to be in a certain type of mood to go to these certain gray, black, and white movies. And also, I'll tell you this, I will put this back on in the top 10, so beware. Coming in at number 15, I have Jason X. I totally get it if you guys think this movie is utterly garbage and trash. I agree with you, but man, is it a lot of fun. Jason in space, it can't be any funner. Come on now. The kills are mostly CGI for the whole entire time, but it's fine. It's the movie. It has one of the best kills in the whole entire franchise when Jason grabs that one girl's head and then, like, dunks it in the... I don't know what it's called, but he dumps her head in the ice, and then her face gets frozen, and then he smashes it onto a counter. That's one of the best kills in this entire franchise. It knows what the type of movie it is. That's why I would put it at number 15. Is it a great movie, or is it art? Is it a great movie? No. Is it a good movie? No. But it's a lot of fun. Coming in at number 14, I have The First I Know What You Did Last Summer. This, I think, definitely is the best in I Know What You Did Last Summer trilogy. I'm pretty sure we can all agree. Freddie Prinze Jr. is in here. And also has his wife. I forgot what her name was, but this is how their relationship kind of started to blossom, which is kind of nice. Jennifer Love Hewitt's good as the final girl. I think all the main protagonists, the main four protagonists, are pretty likable and you want to root for them. It has a very intriguing mystery of who the fisherman is, and it definitely keeps that going throughout the movie. Most of the kills are pretty decent, even though they're just hook, then that's it. And as for flaws go, I said it before. The Fisherman is a lame slasher. If they would have done it as a whodunit and we saw this person before, it would have been better, maybe. Or it would have fallen flat on its face. I don't know. But they just it's revealed that the Fisherman's just this random dude. And that's it, really. That you've never seen in the movie before. And you just go like, So, that's pretty much it. Coming in at number 13, another, I can see if people don't like this and say it's like F tier or whatever, maybe. Well, actually, there's quite a few defenders of this, so I'm gonna say it right out the window. Freddy versus Jason. I watched this, and I think it's a fun time. It is one of those versus movies that actually lives up to its premise, like during the time, because most versus movies do live up to the premise nowadays. But I meant more so than they did back in the day. But this actually gives you Freddy versus Jason and gives you a good reason for them to fight. Human characters aren't really nothing too special. You don't care if they live or die or not. The kills are really good. I really enjoyed that kill with Jason where that dude's in the bed. Then Jason folds the bed in half and crushes him and breaks his back. That was pretty cool. That dream sequence that Freddy had with that one kid, and his father ends up dying and his head's going into his lap. That was pretty cool. And yeah, that final fight between Freddy and Jason, that could be endlessly rewatchable. I could definitely see that. And it was really fun. It was a really fun movie. Coming in at number 12. This is gonna hurt some people. I know. Just A Nightmare on Elm Street, The Dream Warriors. I know. I just hurt you guys' feelings. I'll give it, it's the only thing I do not like about this movie, and I think this is still a great movie, no matter what, is I wish there was more Freddy. This is the movie I think that has the least amount of Freddy compared to all the other movies, but it's still a great movie. I think it's a very unique way they took with the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. This movie actually balances the humor and the serious moments right. I'm looking at you, Dream Master, Dream Child, and especially Freddy's Dead. This definitely balances it out, and balances it out with Freddy as well, for funny Freddy and creepy Freddy. It does good with that. All the Dream Warriors are great in here. You do definitely root for them. How they use Nancy in this was really well done as well. That ending is a perfect way to, arguably a perfect way that should have ended this franchise, I think, with Nancy's sacrifice and all the Dream Warriors being free. I thought that could be arguably a perfect way to end that franchise. And yeah, it is still a great movie, even though I wish there was more Freddy in it, but Okay, coming in at number 11. After this one, I have to put the mask back on. Yay! Is Austin Powers, the spy who shagged me. I mean, kind of look like Austin Powers. I was arguing to do a Austin Powers impression, but I'm not going to do it. So, yeah, unfortunately. Because I got to dye my hair orange and stuff. Maybe I'll dress up as him for next Halloween. Who knows? But this is the first time I've watched the Austin Powers movies, and I think they're really funny. Even though their humor is mostly the same, it's really funny. Sort of the same thing with Wayne's World. I think it's the same humor, but it's funny. This is definitely that. And they both ironically have Mike Myers in it, I think. And also, if you guys are wondering, I only have 2 of them on here. The third one I'm going to watch this month. I couldn't watch it in time for this, unfortunately. But The Spy Who Shagged Me is really funny. There's some memorable characters in here. Fat B-Turd. I'll just say that so I don't curse, because I don't curse. He's a memorable character in here. The title's really funny, but there's a bunch of gross humor in here, especially with Fat B-Turd once. Well, there's 2 times. There's one, the funniest and grossest one is probably when Austin drinks the coffee and doesn't know it's his droppings, so that was pretty nasty. Also, Fat B-Turd getting down and dirty with that main girl was pretty gross but funny at the same time. And yeah, it's a fun B movie. It's a fun B movie, and I would rewatch this one a lot, maybe, but not as much as the first one, which we'll get to. Back to putting this mask on. Yay, great stuff. Alright. Coming in at number 10 is A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. And this one has been kind of controversial for a while now, because all the gay subtext that has been added to this movie, and I honestly don't see where most of it is coming from. Maybe for the coach that makes them take the showers, that's pretty much it, but that's not really all I can think of. I think the main dude is pretty good character in here, and there's a bunch of funny moments in here, and as I said, for Dream Warriors, it actually balances the humor and serious moments. Well, this does too. Freddy, I think, is arguably, well, actually, there's another movie above it that I would say he's the scariest in, but he's definitely still pretty scary and serious in here. Probably in the top 3 movies, he's the most scariest in. I think the storyline where Freddy is actually taking control of the main dude, I think is very interesting. How he just births himself out of him, and then eventually when he's done, it goes back to the regular dude, and he's trying to hide it away or whatever. I think that's really unique and interesting plot. I enjoyed the sequel a lot, and I understand the hate for it, but I also don't understand it at the same time, and I really enjoy The Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. Moving on to number 9. You guys are probably wondering where I was going to place it anyways. Is the first new release on this list, and there one more only is after this. And that is Five Nights at Freddy's. And Five Nights at Freddy's is a lot of fun. As a FNAF fan, you'll love it. You'll think it's 10 out of 10. Most FNAF fans I've seen have loved it that way. There's some exceptions. I've seen some exceptions on reactions and stuff. Critics, I can understand if you don't like it or think it's okay. I can definitely understand where you guys are coming from. As for me, who has played a few of the games, or not played, watched people play a few of the games and watched lore videos, I left out happy with it. I think it's a really fun time. I think Piper Rubio and Josh Hutcherson do great as both Michael and Abby. I hope those two eventually do come back for the second one, which is rumored to be coming out early 2025, maybe late or October next year. Well, it depends on the actor's strike, but I hope they really do come back. William Afton, Matthew Lillard playing him. That's not really a spoiler. We all knew it coming from the trailers or whatever. He did really good as his role. The small amount of time he was on screen, he did really great with what he was given. It was nice to see him go off the walls crazy like he did as Stu in Scream. It was cool to see him have that again. The animatronics and sound designs are really great. The music especially is really great. The soundtrack is amazing. The opening credits is really, that was so good. It gave me goosebumps. And yeah, as for the issues I had with it, I wish they added maybe some flashback sequences with William Afton and stuff. And I also, the little side story with Michael I thought was a little bit unnecessary, and it kind of downgraded the relationship between Mike and Abby. But but the relationship was too cute either way. But it downgraded the relationship when it was really great. But that's my biggest issue, and yeah, I still ended up coming out liking Five Nights at Freddy's a lot. And I hope it's already made its money back, so we're guaranteed a sequel, which is great. Coming in at number... is it 8 or 7? I think it's... no. I have to really think. 10, 9... No, it is number 8, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Coming in at number 8... it's 8 or 7. I don't know. I'm just moving on. Coming in at the number 8, it is Austin Powers, International Man, a Mystery. I still think the first is better than The Spy Who Shagged Me. I'm going to be totally honest with you. This one made me laugh more times than The Spy Who Shagged Me did. The Spy Who Shagged Me made me laugh a couple times, but not a lot. And this one made me laugh quite a few times, especially the scene when Austin Powers is getting choked out by that one dude in the bathroom stall, and it sounds like he's having some poopsies. That was pretty funny, and the dude's going, "Yeah, you tell that guy to go. You tell your turd to go down the toilet or whatever." That's my best reincarnation of it. It was really funny, and what else? Mike Myers did a great job playing as both Dr. Evil and Austin Powers. Give them both very unique performances. What other stuff can I think of the movie? Yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was. As a spoof of James Bond, it was really fun. Coming in at number 7 is Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. This one is the best of the old movies. Would I say I enjoy it more than the first 2 Star Trek movies? No. But I still understand how people put this in such high regard. The main dude, I don't know what the actor's name is, but the main dude that plays Khan does amazing as the villain. What's his name? William Shatner does great as Captain Kirk, probably the best he's ever done in the movie. And also Leonard McCoy does great as Spock in here as well. Rest in peace. This one's the darkest, which I enjoyed how they did all of that. The bugs in here are really creepy. They're really disturbing with all the stuff they do with the bugs. I thought that was really well done. And yeah, I definitely understand the hype, but would I put it in my top 100 of all time? Probably not, but I still understand why so many people put that in their, like, maybe top 100 favorite movies of all time, or just think it's a great movie in general. I'm there with you. With the great part. It's a great movie, but not the top 100 of all time. Oh, okay, it's hard to read in this thing. Coming in at number 6, we have Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. This, it's just, okay, I understand the legacy of this film. I still think it's a great movie. It's probably an A- in my regards, but the only problems I had with this is I don't think any of the survivors leave a lasting mark on you as a person that you want to see live. The final girl in this movie just got lucky. She got lucky. She's just the person that ended up being alive last. It's just, and she's not that rootable, unlike the remake version of her. I think is it the scariest movie of all time, like so many people have been pointing out? No. I laughed quite a few times at some of these, which is pretty funny. But I know it's not funny, but I laughed a few times at some of the moments at the dinner table scene. I know I'm weird for that, but it's not scary anymore. I understand it could be pretty scary and disturbing from back in the day. I think it still keeps some of that disturbed feel, but it's not as funny and as not as scary as it once was when we were younger. It gave us birth to Leatherface, one of the most iconic slashers of all time, and top 5 for most people, or top 10, probably top 10. This movie doesn't have a lot of gore. It really doesn't have a lot of gore, surprisingly, and it does leave because it focuses on the disturbing factor and gross factor. But is it a 10 out of 10 movie? No. I'll probably give it like a 9 out of 10. It's still great. Now we're in the top 5. People almost putting up a 10. Coming in at number 5. This is a movie I respect, but I don't think I'll ever rewatch it again because of its runtime. And that, of course, I'm talking about is Killers of the Flower Moon, the final new release on here, which we only had 2. So, yeah, 3 hours and 30 minutes. I'm never rewatching this again because I cannot sit through a movie that long. The only other time I did that was through the Snyder Cut, which I only ever watched that twice because I watched that for the first time with Jackson Ace, then I showed my dad it, saying this is the way better version of Justice League. So, yeah. The performances are all great, all around. Robert De Niro, of course, is great. Leonardo DiCaprio, of course, is great. And, I forgot what her name was. The main girl that plays Molly in this movie did phenomenal. She definitely should win Female Actress of the Year or Supporting Actress of the Year. She did really great in here. It's so disgusting how these people did that to these people, and these Native American people back in the day, for just money. It's so despicable, and you hate them, and it really gets under your skin, and you go, oh, I hope you get yours. The emotional stuff in here is quite good. What other stuff can I think of? The kills I did not expect to be as gory as they were. They're not like, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, Terrifier gore. No, it's not that deep. But the gore in here is pretty surprising for a movie that isn't a horror movie. So it's pretty decent. with the gore, and yeah, I will definitely respect this movie. Will I ever rewatch it again? As I said before, probably no. Coming in at number 4, I have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 reboot. I know, I love it more than the original, and I will not admit that. I will not restate myself for that. I definitely think it's better than the original. I'll tell you why. I think the survivors are way more likable in this movie, and I definitely, even though some of them do some stupid crap, you still root for them to win. This is easily more disturbing, more scary. The Leatherface, I would not want me chasing. I would not want. Sorry, my paper moved and scared the crap out of me because I write notes and stuff on here. So, but I would not want him chasing me. That's all I can think of, really. And the sheriff, bro, he's even I cannot say that word in this mask. Arguably more scarier than Leatherface, because the sheriff, boy, I would not want to be on his bad side. So, it has a lot of memorable characters, too. Now in the top 3, people, and this next one's going to be controversial, I know. Because it is Jeepers Creepers. I'll just get it out right there. Yes, I'm aware of what the director has done in the past, but I'm not talking about the director, I'm talking about the movie, okay? Well, even though I still think he did a great job directing, even though he's a terrible person. There's many examples of that, where there's a terrible person, but they do great art. For example, Kevin Spacey. Even though he's a terrible person, he did great as his performances. I personally think he's better now, but some people still pretty much think he's still a bad guy. Hulk Hogan. He's still, he birthed the wrestling business and made it its high highs. Gave birth to that. Even though he made some very bad choice of words during some videos. But, yeah. Anyways, let's just talk about the movie. I'm done talking about that. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Justin Long in here, and his sister, I think, are probably up there for the best brother and sister relationship in a movie. You totally buy them as siblings. Oh my goodness. I have a sister, and we totally get along. They encapsulated this perfectly in the movie. Jeepers Creepers is one of the most underrated slashers. That's for sure. The Creeper is definitely up there in my top 10 of horror killers. He's really underrated in here. The gore is pretty good. The alluring presence of the Creeper is really creepy. How it plays Jeepers Creepers whenever he's coming around. The how it builds up how it starts the movie and makes you curious about what is actually happening is really well done. And also that ending, bro. It's such a depressing and sad ending, and that's how horror movies are supposed to work. Even though you feel as if there should be some sort of victory at the end, the ending is the movie's a horror movie, so you have to have a horrific ending, right? And they definitely did that, and yeah, I think this movie's flawless. And yeah, I can understand people if they would never watch this movie because of what the director has done. I totally get that, but I love the movie. Even though, the first time I watched this, the mini story time, I actually watched this on TV on Christmas night, I believe, because I was bored and I couldn't fall asleep. So, because excited for Christmas presents, yeah. I started watching it, and I was hooked immediately. I was hooked. It just started, and I didn't get to stick around for the full entire time, but I enjoyed it so far. Then I eventually learned about what the director did, like, maybe early next year, was going, oh. But that movie was still great, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it, but I'm gonna drop that. Anyways. Coming in at number 2, this was very close. But it is going to be Wes Craven's New Nightmare. Talk about a new and interesting approach on the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, where this is Nightmare on Elm Street in real life, because the actors are playing themselves, which I think is very interesting and unique, as I think this was one of Wes Craven's last movies before he passed away, and what a banger to end it, what a banger to put out, definitely. This is probably the scariest Freddy's ever been, because he's an actual presence. I forgot what the actress's name that plays Nancy, but she does phenomenal playing herself. I know that's pretty jokey, but, but she does really great playing herself. That Robert Englund does great playing himself as well, even the minor parts of screen time we get from him. And yeah, I think this is just very unique, and I think Seed Chucky tried doing this but more comedic way, and it fell flat on its face. So yeah, I think this movie is very unique, and I enjoy it. But coming in at number 1, the first A Nightmare on Elm Street. Man, this movie lived up to the hype. I had never seen this movie before. I've heard people talk about it relentlessly, and it lived up to the hype. What a great horror movie. What a unique, interesting idea, too, that horror movies before this had never done before. What if someone chased you through your dreams and could kill you in real life? Such an interesting idea. Freddy Krueger, in the top 3 most iconic horror movie villains of all time, played masterfully by Robert Englund, as always. Even in Freddy's Dead, he still does a great job playing him, even though he's a cartoon character. Nancy Thomas, one of the best final girls of all time. She does really great in here. And the Johnny Depp is in here too. This is one of his first movie roles. It was great to see him in here, a young Johnny Depp. And yeah, you like all 4 of the main protagonists. I cannot speak in this mess no longer. And I think this movie's flawless. I think this movie is utterly flawless. And I could talk about it, maybe a full review by itself. I don't know. But it's really amazing. But okay, I'm taking this mask off. Oh my gosh. That was the monthly checklist part. Now, we move on to the overall and then the pictures on the ceiling. Oh my goodness. That was utterly exhausting. Alright. Luckily for me, I already got the stuff here. So let's start out with the movies that I got from my dad this month. This one I think I had, but then he took it back and then gave it back to me. Operation Finale, I have no clue what it is. I only saw the trailer a long time ago, and it was going, interesting. And when we bought it, never watched it. Sherlock Holmes, I think that this movie is better than the second one. I think this is a really good adaptation of Sherlock Holmes. I hope they make a third one. And Robert Downey Jr. made a new great role besides Iron Man. So, yeah. Marvel's The Avengers. Do I need to say anything? One of the best MCU movies, easily. Little Mermaid. I think the live-action reboot is neck and neck with it. I like both of those. Now You See Me. Now You See Me is okay. It's the magician tricks in there are pretty good. The only 2 Hunger Games movies I really like. The first one, and then love Catching Fire. Catching Fire is my favorite out of the 2. And, yeah. The only Hobbit movie I would say I really love, and that is An Unexpected Journey. I really do thoroughly enjoy this movie. And I have some fun with Desolation of Smaug, but the last one, yeesh. I honestly don't know why I even brought this in here. Star Wars Last Jedi. I don't know. Maybe to complete the Star Wars movies. It's beautifully made. The CGI is really good, and the cinematography is really good. But one of the worst Star Wars movies, without a doubt. We can all agree that. And then finally, we have Split. I watched this for the first time, I believe, 2 months ago or 1 month ago, and I think it's a phenomenal Shyamalan movie. Probably my favorite. So, yeah. Alright. We have Z Spider-Man 2 on PS5. I love this game so far. I haven't finished playing it yet, but it is a lot of fun. Oh, I'll show you this. This is the shirt I got at Halloween Horror Nights. I'm a big Chucky guy. Chucky is my personal favorite horror icon, so I had to get some Chucky merch. There you go. As you can see right there, it's the Child's Play 2 poster where he's taking out that puppet, and then on the back it says, "I'm your friend till the end." And yeah, that's pretty cool. Back onto the movies, and then I'll show you a 7-inch figure, and then I'll show you the ceiling. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the Steelbook. I still think the movie's great, and I thought of getting it on Steelbook, so I got it right here. Just the Blu-ray, though, unfortunately. I clicked on this one and didn't see that it had a 4K Steelbook, so it's a little bit dated, but I think this Steelbook is better than the 4K one, so that at least it looks cleaner. Another Steelbook I got this month, that is actually a 4K Steelbook, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I think it's my third favorite Transformers movie. I had a lot of fun with it. I think the CGI is really good, and it's one of the first Transformers movies where the Transformers are the forefront. So I really like that movie. Does it have its flaws? Yeah, it does, but it's still a lot of fun. Then I had the DVD of this over there, but now it's the 4K. Baby, I got Goonies on 4K. A very great family movie for the whole entire family. I don't know. And then I bought this at a BJ's, which is interesting, but it is a 7-inch Bowser figure, as you can see right there. Look, wait, I did that for this whole entire video, so there you go. All right, now onto the ceiling, which I actually have 4 pictures this time, which is interesting, right? So with that being said, I'll show you a transition and Shazam. Alright, so there's one right there, and there's Mickey's Christmas Party or whatever. I don't know what the movie was called, but Mickey's Magical Christmas, that's what it's called. We got Invincible right here. I've never watched the show, but I think it looks really cool. Well, it's upside down, but here. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And then also, 2 more. We got one video game picture. We got Crash Bandicoot, which I'm enjoying the game so far, even though the last game gets on my nerves. And then Scream of 2022. So yeah. But with that being said, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the Spooky Monthly Check. But before we get to the actual ending of the video itself, guys, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, because number 1, it's absolutely free. Number 2, we're on the road to 400 subscribers. Just 26 away now. Really help out you boy if you did subscribe. That also goes for people that have been watching my channel for a while and haven't subscribed yet. Don't forget to like the video if you do like my Toxic Monthly Checks. And it will help with the YouTube algorithm recommend the video more, and it will let me know that you do like it. If you missed my previous Toxic Monthly Checks I've done in the past, they are in a playlist on my YouTube channel if you'd like to check that one out. Also, don't forget to share the video, because also, man, I got some more people join that Toxic fan. Don't forget to ring the bell for all notifications and notification will upload, because we do multiple uploads here on the channel every single day. And do feel free to comment as well. But with that being said, guys, I'll see you on next one, everybody. Peace!